There's something you possess at 60 that women find absolutely magnetic, but most men your age have no idea they have it. Even worse, they're actively hiding it or apologizing for it. I'm talking about a specific quality that younger men simply cannot fake, that women of all ages secretly crave, but that society has convinced you is a liability rather than your greatest asset. After counseling thousands of men through their 60s and beyond, I've discovered that the men who understand this secret advantage become irresistible to women. The men who don't recognize it, or worse, try to compensate for it, become invisible. So here's the first layer of what women secretly crave but will never directly tell you they want: the ability to remain unshaken by chaos, unmoved by drama, and unbothered by other people's emotional storms. At 60, you've weathered enough of life's challenges that you can offer something no younger man can: genuine stability in an unstable world. But here's what most men get completely wrong. They think this stability means being boring, predictable, or safe. That's not what I'm talking about. What I am describing is being so centered in your own reality that other people naturally orbit around your calm energy rather than you getting pulled into their chaos. And there's a reason this drives women wild. Women today are drowning in emotional volatility. Social media anxiety, workplace stress, family drama, health concerns, financial pressure. They're surrounded by chaos and uncertainty. When they encounter a man who isn't adding to that chaos, who isn't seeking their emotional management, who radiates calm confidence, it's like finding an oasis in a desert. My client Robert from Dallas discovered this accidentally at 63. He'd always been the type to jump in and solve everyone's problems, to get emotionally reactive when others were upset. After his divorce, he started therapy and learned to regulate his own emotions first. 6 months later, women started responding to him completely differently. They sought his company, asked for his perspective, and several began pursuing him romantically, but that was just the beginning of what he discovered. Now, here's where this gets interesting. This quality isn't something you can fake or learn from a book. It's earned through decades of experience, disappointment, recovery, and growth. You've survived job losses, relationship failures, health scares, financial setbacks, family crises. That survival has given you something precious that connects to an even deeper advantage. Society has convinced you to hide this hard-won wisdom. You're told to act younger, think younger, pretend you're still figuring things out like men in their 30s. This is exactly backwards. But here's what happens when you stop hiding it and start using it strategically. When a woman tells you about her work drama, you don't immediately jump in with solutions or get emotionally activated by her stress. You listen, you acknowledge, but you remain centered in your own calm energy. She walks away feeling heard and stabilized rather than more anxious. When plans change unexpectedly, you don't get flustered because you've learned that flexibility, not control, is how you navigate life successfully. This drives women absolutely wild because it's so rare. Most men either become reactive to their emotions or try to manage their feelings for them. You're offering a third option that younger men simply cannot provide. And this reveals the second component of your secret advantage. Now, before I reveal what this second component is, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. What I am about to share will explain why women find certain men irresistible while others become invisible, regardless of age or appearance. So here's the second part of what women secretly crave from men over 60. You're not looking to anyone else, especially women, to regulate your emotional state, validate your decisions, or provide meaning for your life. You've developed what I call internal weather. Your mood and confidence come from within, not from external circumstances or other people's approval. Listen, women spend enormous amounts of energy managing other people's emotions. Their children's feelings, their parents' concerns, their friends' dramas, their coworkers' stress. When they encounter a man who manages his own emotional weather, who doesn't need their caretaking or validation, it's incredibly attractive because it's so refreshing. But there's something even more powerful happening here. My client Frank from Phoenix experienced this transformation at 67. He'd spent his entire adult life seeking approval from women: his mother, his ex-wife, his female friends. After becoming single again, he started making decisions based purely on his own values and interests. He joined a woodworking club, started learning Spanish, began traveling solo. Women started noticing him in ways they never had before, not because he was trying to attract them, but because he'd stopped needing their approval to feel good about himself. And here's what makes this particularly powerful after 60. You have the life experience to know who you are and what matters to you. Younger men are still figuring out their identity, still seeking validation, still changing their opinions based on who they're trying to impress. You've had decades to discover your authentic self, and that authenticity creates something that's absolutely magnetic. The third component that women find irresistible: you understand that most problems are temporary, most crises pass, most drama resolves itself if you don't feed it. This gives you a perspective that younger men simply cannot possess. When a woman is upset about something that seems catastrophic to her, you can offer genuine perspective without dismissing her feelings. You've lived long enough to know that today's emergency is often tomorrow's forgotten concern. That perspective is incredibly calming and attractive to women who are used to men who either panic along with them or invalidate their emotions entirely. But here's where most men over 60 sabotage this natural advantage. They apologize for it. They act like their experience is outdated. Their perspective is irrelevant. Their stability is boring. They try to match the energy and anxiety of younger people instead of offering the calm wisdom that only comes with time. Comment below with presence if you recognize this quality in yourself, or learning if you're realizing you've been hiding your greatest asset. Here's what's tragic. You're living in a culture that worships youth and dismisses experience, so you've learned to minimize your greatest strengths. You apologize for being set in your ways instead of recognizing that having clear preferences is attractive. You downplay your financial stability instead of understanding that security is magnetic. You hide your life experience instead of sharing the wisdom that only comes from surviving and thriving through decades of challenges. The women who are attracted to men over 60 aren't looking for someone who acts 30. They're looking for someone who embodies the best qualities that come with age: wisdom, stability, perspective, emotional regulation, and the confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what you value. Now, here's the crucial part. This only works if you've actually developed these qualities through your life experiences. If you're 60, but still emotionally reactive, still seeking constant validation, still without clear direction or values, then age alone won't help you. The attraction isn't to your chronological age. It's to the qualities that age should have developed in you. So how do you cultivate this advantage if you realize you've been hiding it? First, stop apologizing for your stability. When someone calls you predictable, recognize that's often a compliment disguised as criticism. Reliability is attractive to people who've dealt with chaos. Second, embrace your preferences instead of always being accommodating. Having opinions, standards, and non-negotiables isn't stubborn. It's attractive to people who are tired of wishy-washy individuals who can't make decisions. Third, share your perspective without forcing it. When you've lived through similar situations, your insights are valuable. Offer them as experience, not as instructions. If you want to measure whether you're projecting this magnetic presence or still operating from neediness and insecurity, my 60-second attraction test reveals exactly what women are responding to when they meet you. Are you emanating the calm confidence that comes with experience, or are you still seeking validation like a much younger man? Link is in the comments below, and it's specifically designed to show you whether you're leveraging your age as an asset or treating it as a liability. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, because understanding your natural advantages is just the beginning of reclaiming the respect and attraction you deserve. Comment with the biggest way you've been apologizing for your age instead of embracing the wisdom and stability it's given you. Your realization might help another man stop hiding his greatest asset. Remember, at 60, you don't need to compete with younger men. You need to offer what they can't, the presence that comes from a life fully lived and lessons fully learned. I'm Avery Scott, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.